Hey guys, what's up? It's KOKOStern with an afterthought for Magrunner. I just finished the game and, well, it was pretty damn awesome. I have to say that this game was I'm really pleased with it in a lot of ways. It has its problems, it has its idiosyncrasies that it kind of make you cringe at times, but it's really good. So first of all, let's talk about the basic things that we started with Bice Beginnings. We talked about three things that I'm scared about. First is glitches. There were none. So that thing, thrown out the door. There's no glitches. It just worked. At least for me, I didn't find any random crashes or stuff like that or weird things with the mechanics. It just worked. It was good. I'm happy with that. The two more important things are the story and the progression and mechanics. So we're going to start with the story. I expressed fear that it's going to be completely stupid crap thrown at you with Cthulhu mythology. Sadly it is. It is. It's kind of complete crap. There is a semblance of a story and there's a semblance of some, stuff, but basically it's just the mechanic, which is magnets, has absolutely nothing to do with Cthulhu, and, it's pretty much just Cthulhu, and there's a platform. So it's just platforms and there's also Cthulhu in there. It's nothing connecting the mechanics of the game to the actual mythology or so-called the story. And there is some kind of story. It's kind of and you don't care about it too much. It's cute, it's nice, it's shown quite well. You have a lot of narrative throughout the story as they keep talking to you. Stuff like that, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and there's no real explanation to anything. It's just there. So we're gonna kind of ignore the story, as I didn't really expect it to be amazing. I kind of saw that it was gonna be kind of crap, and what we're gonna talk about most of all is the mechanics, and the mechanics are superb. I enjoyed this game a lot for the mechanics and the progression. It's really great. You have a couple of things, you have the basics of cubes and platforms. You also have a dice, which is a six-sided die, where you can have, if it's six-sided, so if you have opposite sides, and this one is red and this one is green, they're going to pull apart. And other than that, there isn't too much more, but they do it very well, and the way that you can play around with things is really fun. Most of all, at about half point through the game, you gain the ability to put out your own charge. So instead of just using, the cube, it can be red or green and I can change it whatever I want. I can also, if I look at a flat surface that isn't something that can receive a charge, I can just put a charge there in whatever way I want. And I can just put up a red or green charge on almost any flat surface. And this allows you to play with stuff in a really great sandboxy way, similar to what we have to compare it to Portal, similar to the way that Portal just allowed you, okay, you need to get over there. You do whatever the hell you want with portals. If you manage to get there, good job. And it kind of had the same feeling in a way, because, there's the platform over there, and I probably should use it, and I need to get the cube over there, but I have my own charge, and I make the cube red, and then I put the charge down on the ground, then the cube gets to it, and then there on the wall, and then the cube goes off on the wall, and with it, and then eventually I get to where it needs to be. And you can really play around with these things, and it's a lot of fun to do. It gives you that feeling of freedom that if you're smart enough to do something without the platforms that they let you use or stuff like that, then you can do it. And that was really cool. The difficulty also ramped up, and the start of the game, I want to say about 50% of the start, it's kind of okay. It's not amazing, and it's not crap, it's just okay. The second part is quite amazing. There's actually so much content. I expected the game to end at some point. I expected the game, once things started getting really crazy, remember Cthulhu mythology, then I expected, okay, there's a couple more levels and we're done. But no, there was another level, and another level, and another level, and it was a good, healthy amount of content. It took me several hours, 6, 7, 8 hours to finish this game. And, it's not a 20-hour game, but it's decent amount of content, and I was happy with it, and the difficulty was also pretty damn great. The innovation, all kinds of stuff that they bring at you are just a lot of fun to deal with the mechanic of the magnetism. Specifically, as an example, you have a spherical track where there's a platform on the spherical track, and you have to just, use the magnets in order to get it moving and then all the way around and stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun to do. Now, that's the good stuff. The mechanics are wonderful. The bad stuff in terms of the mechanic is what happens when you die. And first of all, to be perfectly clear, water are poisonous. Water, if you jump in water, you're gonna die. Basic trope of water kills you, don't ask me why, but that's just happened. Kind of stupid, but okay, I guess you could just put fire spikes at the bottom, it would be pretty much the same. But you reach a point where you shouldn't fall down, because you're going to die. And the problem with dying is that when you die, there's a loading screen. And that loading screen is a loading screen, and you have to wait, and it's annoying, and then you get to the checkpoint that you last got. Talking about checkpoints, you don't really have checkpoints, you just have saving points. You just, okay, I'm going around, oh, save. And usually that save means that you either reached a important location or that you did something substantial. So if you finally reach that really high platform, you're going to get save, and then you know, okay, I did something substantial, I can move on. And it works in a way that you never feel too bad. You never feel like, oh crap, I failed at this point, so I have to go back and do like 3 other things. You never really get that. The checkpoints are well placed, so that if you do something, you're gonna get a checkpoint, and then you can move forward. But it's just save, and that's all you really see. You just see a save point. And speaking about loading screens that you get, there's also something really weird that I guess Portal had as well, so it's kind of funny, but you know, you have to compare these two games. There is, once you finish a level, there's loading, and then there's an elevator level, okay, which just moves around, and there's maybe some story and, you know, some lore and people talking and stuff like that, but not too much. And then you reach another door, and then there's another loading. So between 2 levels, between each actual level that you play, you have 2 loading screens. And that's kind of stupid, and I don't understand why that needs to be there. I mean, one is enough. I'm fine with getting to the elevator, but why 2 loading screens? Make it so that there's only one of them. And it was just kind of stuck in there, just like, damn, another loading screen. So that was kind of annoying in that sense. But getting back to the good stuff, the game, the mechanics, other than those annoying loading screens, are pretty damn good. And you usually feel really great about it. And the way that the progression, it's just started to be really, really weird stuff. I mean, we're talking about Cthulhu mythology, but I didn't expect to actually fight Cthulhu monsters. And remember, I don't have a gun. So the first time that I actually fought a monster, it just came at me from a door that just opened, and he just walked to me, and I was like, are you seriously right now? This is a puzzler. I don't have a gun. And he just came at me and hit me like a couple of times, and I died, and I was, are they serious? And they were. They were serious. So it came at me, and I just had to run to a platform, higher platform, so that he couldn't get me, and then he was just standing there waiting for me to get down, and I just had to run across it, get to an explosive box, because there's an explosive cube, and then just fling at it, the explosive cube at it with some kind of sling that there's there, and then I killed it. And that was like, I just fought a monster in a puzzler game, and that was weird as hell, but also incredibly exciting. And later on, you get monsters, you get a whole level that's really well made, where you have to use your magnetic powers in order to get the hell out of there because you have monsters on your back. You're timed, and you have to get there, and you get to a point where you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? There's a monster in my back, holy crap, and you have to remember that you need to look up and down and left and right and everywhere in order to find the things that you need to use, the cubes, the platforms, the magnetic forces, and use everything that you've learned throughout the game in order to keep on going and move on to the next platform, get away from the monsters chasing you, because if they reach you, they're gonna kill you. And then there's a loading screen, and loading screens are not fun. So it's not immediately, there's a loading screen, and that's not fun. So it's a really great feeling. It was really exciting. There was a lot more content than I expected it to be, and I just really enjoyed the game. It was really great, and it kept me on my toes. There was a level with 3 elevators. It was really difficult, and I reached the point I was like, whew, made it, save, feel good, and then I look onwards, and there's like 7 elevators, and then you have to really do more smart stuff, and it was difficult. It was interesting, it was well made, and I felt really good about it. Then you reach the ending, and the ending is kind of completely stupid, Cthulhu mythology, whatever, but the game overall, I'm really, really happy with it. And actually, I have a pen. I wrote pretty much everything that I wanted to say, and I believe I said everything that I wanted to say. One last thing, actually. At a lot of times in the game, and that's a bad point, and a lot of times in the game, you're not sure what you need to do to move onwards. In most cases, it's something with magnets, which is surprising. But at times, it isn't. At times, it's just you need to understand the mechanic of what you need to do, or maybe there's a monitor over there that you need to actually press the use button on it. And there's like 3 of those throughout the entire game. And there's nothing really to tell you. I mean, yeah, if there's a monitor, you're used to coming up and pressing on it, but you don't, it doesn't really tell you, and sometimes you just don't expect it to be there because you haven't seen something like that for such a long time. And there's a very, very fine line between hand-holding and telling you exactly what you need to do and just good luck. And I'm all for the good luck in most cases, but you need to have some kind of hint, some kind of semblance of what I need to do next, and at times you just find yourself scratching your head and not really sure what the hell's going on. So, it happens, but in most cases it's fine, and I just really like this game. I mean, come on. Cthulhu. Look at that. He looks really nice. That's a screenshot I took earlier today because it was just so badass. And there's a platform, and there's the giant Cthulhu. So we're going to close on this note. This is an Afterthought from Magrunner on the PC. It's a wonderful game, and you should get it and play it. If you ignore the couple of idiosyncrasies, it's a great puzzler, and it's pretty much a same experience to Portal, and everybody really loved Portal, so everybody's really going to love Magrunner if you choose to pick it up, and I really, really highly recommend this game. Yeah, that's about it for me, so I'm going to go and rest up a bit after finishing this one. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Laters.